Discuss at its height, the issues and separating them from the tissues. Get a hold on the matters at hand, only on The Summit, Mondays through Fridays on Flow 94.9 FM Wahia. The Summit, the pinnacle of today's social-political discourse.
Well, it is a day, 22 hours and 21 minutes before the 2019 elections, which will be starting with the presidential election and the National Assembly election. When you talk about the National Assembly election, we're talking about both chambers, the lower chamber and also the upper chamber. What? Well, my name is Mike Coloni, and today on The Summit, we're taking a look at the senatorial election that's talking about the upper chamber that will be coming up on Saturday, just a day, 22 hours before that particular election. And of course, we will be looking today, it's going to be political. We will be looking at the chances of a particular candidate, the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Abia Central Senatorial District, Senator T.A. Orji, popularly known as Ochendu. We're looking at his chances. We're looking at how possible his re-election bid. And today on the program, I do have Ifeanyi Umere and also Ogochukwu Emezue. Good morning to you.
Thank you, Mike. We're counting down Saturday.
Exactly. And also Nwankwo Kelechi. Nwankwo Kelechi, am I correct with your name? All right, you're welcome. Good morning to you. All right, I think I should start with you, Ogochukwu Emezue. What are the chances of T.A. Orji this Saturday?
Well, for purposes of reintroduction, Mike, you know that I'm sure you weren't in Abia for the past 8 years, I guess.
Exactly.
So that you can also know the man we're talking about, the former governor of Abia State, former chief of staff to the governor, permanent secretary, and of course, senatorial representative of Abia Central. Senator T.O.G. is a man I could say that in years to come, it will become a study. People is going to study him, his political savviness, his ability to be on top, his ability to weather storms. And of course, that is what we call Ochendoism. That's what most of us we are going to look into to make sure that we treasure him for life. This is a man that made Abia State to be liberated. Probably, like I say, you weren't here then. There's what we call darkness looming over Abia because those days of a former governor, we have what we call Okija Shrine, Mamacracy. People have to go and do all manner of occultic things for you to be, somehow loyal. And everybody was afraid. It took Senator T.O.G. to liberate Abia State. And today, we are all experiencing light. Secondly, Senator T.O.G. came on saddle and he made Abia his constituency, thereby making what we call the legacy projects. I want to refresh our people's mind that it was Senator T.O.G. that took health very close to his chest. That at the back of your office today, there's what we call the Abia Specialist Hospital, proposed and made a reality by Senator T.O.G. We call it MICURE because we had Indians who come here and do all manner of things that going to India became another thing that was no longer in fashion. People were coming here. Senator T.O.G. made here what we call Health Tourism Center. And today is still functioning. If you look at the what we call the International Conference Center, which is of course the best in Africa, it is being utilized. When you go to the secretariat, it was this same man that thought it wise to bring every ministry that was scattered then together, and today we have a functional secretariat. And above all, what has endeared him to many people? I had somebody who interviewed yesterday telling you that there's nothing like Abia Charter of Equity, that it is moribund. No. If it was moribund, Senator T.O.G. revived it, gave it life, gave it a face, and today that is what we are enjoying. And that is the greatest legacy Senator T.O.G. has bequeathed to Abians. That is why from Ikuano to Umuahia North, to Umuahia South, to Osisioma, to Isialangwa, Senator T.O.G. has become a celebrity. Anywhere he goes, you see people coming out to say, Senator Tioji, you don't even need to come and campaign here. We are electing you. So what we are saying this Saturday, and we, the Beku people, have made a statement, and that is the truth. Few days ago, the Umuahia East Assembly were at Iseke, which is the headquarters of our land. And we said it point blank, you need to see the turnout. The crowd was so much. And what was so, appealing was that, Senator Tioji came a bit late because he had the traditional rulers that were also, interacting with him and the youth. When he came into the arena, it took him 1 hour. 1 hour to go around. The crowd was so much. So what are we talking about? We're looking at a man who has given a good account of himself. And come Saturday, the 6 local governments under him, with one voice, have said, we don't know any other candidate except him. And we're going to, his chances are so bright that even as I talk to you, go to his constituency office, you see activity going on. That is a man that is loved by a lot of people. So if the crime he has committed is to make sure that he revived the Charter of Equity, gave it life and gave it a face, and make sure that Ngwa people whom Ojos Okalo swore that they will never have power, they are having power today, let it be. And Ngwa people understand this, and that is why we are saying he is going again by the grace of God.
Okay, let me ask you this, Ifeanyi Umere. You're the media assistant to the senator, a distinguished senator of the Federal Republic, because he's the incumbent and he's seeking re-election and wants the people of Abia Central to vote for him. What has he done so far to be able to convince the people of Abia Central Senatorial District that, okay, fine, we can actually trust this man for the next 4 years, for another 4 years?
Okay, thank you so much for this privilege. Let me appreciate my senior brother who is here, who his mentoring has calibrated your introduction for me as media aide to the senator. My acquaintance with my senior brother who is mentoring me makes me look like a media man. I am the chief liaison officer to Senator Tioji.
Okay.
And because of my mentor who is here, always saddling me in the media. Okay, but it's not too far from the truth. The idea is that you're spoken well. I appreciate his presence. It's always nice. I also appreciate my brother who is here. First and foremost, a legislator is expected to be in tandem with his or her responsibility. In terms of making bills, we have 19 bills, 24 motions still counting. And to cap it off before the year ended, the magical one, the seal, was the bill to make Abia Polytechnic Aba a federal polytechnic. Why it raised the ambience and the volume around here? Because we were directly affected. Sure. Abians were directly affected. Other bills were national in nomenclature. So we didn't get that big touch on the local media. But for here, it's the best we've seen so far. One, if that bill is signed by the president, which we hope and wish he will do, first, it helps Abia state government reduce the burden of funding the school by subvention, also makes the constituents, those who are in the school, have that federal touch, which of course, everybody wants that touch. And you will see the economic activity, the personnel, the national touch will come. You get to find folks from other parts of the country coming around to interact and also feel Abia. I know it projects the school now to a national state. And also, before the year ended, you had this very disastrous fire explosion that took place in Osioma.
The pipeline explosion.
Yes, Senator Tioji stood his ground on the floor of the Senate, moved a motion, and the Senate constituted a Senate committee led by Senator Marafa. They came here. From that point till now, that community and its environs are now federal related. Issues concerning their welfare, the lack of maintenance of the pipelines have been taken to the very premium point. And then you come to education. For the past 3.5 years, Senator Tioji has given his constituent scholarship 30 times 6. We've given 30 indigent students in each local government area, 6 local government areas into 6.
Okay.
You can multiply it. It goes every year. Today also, Senator Tioji has a specialist eye surgery center in Umuahia, taking care of his constituents, doing free eye surgery programs for his constituents and anybody who steps into Dr. Anya's clinic, which is Senator Tioji's idea. In terms of training, just a week ago, over 150 of his constituents were in a lorry for empowerment. Last year, they were also in Ibadan. Locally, the office of the senator is very vibrant, very robust, constantly.
Is the senator accessible? He has been accessible. That's the question.
He is the most accessible senator today in Abia. Let me be that magnanimous and illustrious. My office is open. I'm the chief liaison officer. My office is open. Tell me any other senator in Abia, with all due respect, who you assess their personnel the way you assess me and my senior brother here. Tell me.
For example, if a common man on the street should
would I have
a question.
No, Senator Theoji doesn't have anybody as a common man. Everybody is responsible with dignity, and we don't have those who refer them as common men. We're not part of it. The office, if you step into that OGK now, you will see a beehive of activity open. I am as accessible. I don't have orderly. I drive around with my car. Everybody sees me. I'm open. I talk on the media every day. I talk on the radio. I'm accessible. Any question you have, I will answer it.
And of course, add to what he's saying. Senator Theoji is one person that everybody in Nigeria today, I'm not exaggerating,
has
his phone number.
Frankly.
And I'm saying it, and God in heaven knows. If you text Senator Theoji, even as we are sitting down here, he will reply you. And that shows you the level of his openness. Senator Theoji is somebody that goes to people's houses. He stays with them. If you have any event, you invite him, child education. Even as a governor, he had that tradition. He will come to your house. He will stay with you. He will eat with you. Of course, he will give you financial support. So he's one man that is so simple. And that is why anywhere he is going, before people know it, that place is already filled up. And of course, they have access to him. So talking of accessibility, he's so open. And let me also add to what he has said. Maybe most people don't know. When Senator Theoji was governor, he talked about Dr. Anya. I can call Dr. Anya the making of Senator Theoji. He identified Dr. Anya that time and sent him overseas to go and specialize in eye, surgery, because today eye surgery has gone digital. So he sent him there unannounced. And when Dr. Anya came back, Senator Theoji has exited as governor, as a senator. You know what he did? He bought state-of-the-art equipment and gave Dr. Anya. He shows you a man who does not make noise about what he's doing. And today, Dr. Anya, as his name is called, has become a center point for eye surgery, and he is doing it for Senator Theoji and his constituent free of charge.
Okay. The question now goes this way. Every politics is grassroots.
Local.
Is local.
Sure.
Is Senator Theoji a grassroots politician?
More than a grassroots politician.
Deeper than you can imagine.
If you want to, I gave you a graphic picture of what happened during 2 days or 3 days ago. Senator Theoji is a man, during the scholarship that he's talking about, he went to the poor of the poor. So how do you describe grassroots? It's not for the rich. He went for the poor of the poor, and not him. People that you see, there was this disabled candidate. He's been given scholarship not once, not twice. Senator Theoji is a man that can come out unannounced and move into, okay, let me tell you, when we inspect some of the projects he's doing, he comes unannounced. And before he comes in, everywhere, I'll turn this around, everywhere will be filled up, and he will take time. And let me also tell you, there's one good thing about Senator Theoji. If he comes to a crowd now and people are singing and dancing, he will take time to notice all those people that have come. And I tell you, and God in heaven can confirm, as a governor, even as a senator, he will notice everybody. And at the end of the day, he will tell his ADC or whoever to make sure that he gave out something to those people individually. And those people will be shocked and say, how did Ochendu recognize that we're here? It shows you a man that is so close to his people. So when you're talking of a grassroots politician, I've given you his pedigree, a man who has been in the system as a permanent secretary, that helped a lot of people, chief of staff. In fact, during that time, he was the chief of staff for Ojus. He ran the government because Ojus Okalo was not always around. And of course, he took it as a governor and of course, as a senator. And one thing he has said is that after 2023, he will retire. But some of us are saying, no, Chendu will not retire. I am telling you, God is preparing a higher calling for him. So if he doesn't know that, if he's listening, he should know that he may be thinking of retirement, but God has a higher calling for him.
Yes, like you said about grassroots, Yesterday, the Ibeku Youth Association, which of course one of the leaders who
Okay,
were there
we will
is
get
here.
to that.
You can see the level of acceptance.
Yeah.
And I also address one issue, which of course very pertinent when he speaks now.
All right, it is a summit right here on Flow 94.9 FM. We have just a day, 22 hours before the presidential election and, of course, the National Assembly election. We have representative of one of the candidates, a former governor of the state, and also a senator, presently a senator and seeking re-election for the next 4 years, Senator T.A. Orji, representing Abia Central Senatorial District. I do have a representative of Ibeku Youth Association. Am I correct?
Don't be scared about his beers.
Okay, there is no problem about that. What has been the impact of the senator representing Abia Central Senatorial District on your association, on Ibeku Youth?
Thank you very much. You see, like my brother Ugochukwu Mezo rightly said earlier, at Isheki last Saturday, the people of Ibeku East Political Assembly came out en masse alongside with the Ibeku Youth to endorse the candidacy of Senator T.A. Orji.
Okay.
To endorse the candidacy of Senator T.A. Orji alongside Okezi Bazo and Chichi Apugu with Ikuku.
Why did your association endorse the senator? What exactly has he done?
Okay, before the emergence of Senator T.A. Orji as the governor of Abia State, you can agree with me that the people of Ibeku could boast of virtually having nothing.
Absolutely.
You see, nothing at all. It was when he came into office as the governor of Abia State that we were able to have good road network, access to primary health care, access to community aid. We could have good potable water. We had electricity. We had social empowerment. Our youth were empowered. It was you can believe with me that in the Ibeku now, or in Umuahia now, we have our Ibeku sons and daughters occupying enviable positions in the state. Our youth are also, our graduates are employed, and some of them are still in school.
Okay.
And these are all attributes to Ochendu. He was the one that gave the annual 250 million annual scholarships scheme, which people are benefiting from it today. Even though Umuahia not local government, we have over 30 persons benefiting from this scheme. I have people from my own community benefiting from this scheme. People from Omana and Dume are benefiting from this scheme. I know someone from Omana, I know someone from Azueke and Dume, and so many other persons benefiting from this scheme.
Okay, benefiting from this scheme, is it just a group of PDP supporters in your association or all youth? Because there is this saying that politicians, when they give back to the community, they give back to only those supporting their party or aspiration.
One wonderful thing about the Senator T.A. Orji that he has a systematic way of distributing things evenly within the state local government areas which is occupying. You see, if you look at his scorecard critically, you agree with me that anything he does here, he tries to give to the other section of the other across board. So he's not factional. He's not because he doesn't say because I'm a PDP man, I wouldn't help the PDP people. I wouldn't do anything for the PDP people. No, he carries everyone along. Once in his constituency, he's a very good man. He's a man that his word is his fidelity, his word is guarantee. When he gives you his word, is bankable. He's a very reliable somebody. So I don't think he's the kind of person that you will say he can only help or support a group of persons or a group of people because they are in his political party. No, he carries everyone along.
Just to add up to what he has said, because I'm an Ibeku man, and I can tell you without equivocating that most of us today, by the grace of God, Senator T.A. Orji made us to rise beyond expectations. Some of us didn't have our own houses, but we worked with him. He made sure that he gave us that opportunity to own our houses. He gave us opportunity. There was a time he was giving cars, not just to Ibeku people, across Abia State in Igbo language. That is the person of Senator T.A. Orji. And can I tell you something? This is a man that is so blessed with a wife called Usinolo Marama. The wife is an entire Amazon, a woman you will meet, and God in heaven knows you continue to pray for her. This is a woman that has taken other women, just because beside every man every successful man, there's a woman. This woman has taken entire women, because he's talking about the youth. All our women empowered, especially Ibeku women. And that is why today, if you come to Ibeku land, and I can tell you, he is our illustrious son. And we are not joking with this. We are not playing with his re-election. We have all agreed that he is going back again, and all hands are on deck. And what we are saying is that those who are going to vote on Saturday, you are not going to see Senator Theoji's face or Atiku or other of our PDP. You are going to see the symbol of umbrella. So if you love Senator Theoji, like we've always professed, what you're going to do this Saturday is go where you have umbrella. We call it in our own parlance, Mbalari. I don't know why people call it in Yoruba land, but we call it Mbalari. Go there and thumbprint. Use any finger, but what INEC is saying, don't cross the line. Just put it and make it sure that it's within that box. That is the only way you send back Senator Theoji. And like Ifeanyi said, senators are not supposed to be building roads. As a senator, I can point to you in Ibeku land at Emede Ibeku. Senator Theoji built a road. In Ikwano, he's doing some roads.
We're doing
what else? And when you look at the competitors, I can tell you they don't hold water or candlestick to what Senator Theoji is all about. And again, and what we are saying is that they have spent 8 years, especially in Kechiwongo. And of course, this is our done. Our Dede Papuku has only spent 4 years. So we are saying, for equity's sake too, justified by performance, he will complete his 8 years. Just like we are saying that Okezi Bazo is going to complete his 8 years. One APC man was praying this morning. You know what he said? He said, God, please, this election, that God, you are a God of equity. We pray that you come to Abia and make sure that everything happens peacefully. I got that word. He said that God is a God of equity. And I now understand that Senator Theoji and the others did not make a mistake when they say equity and justice is what we are standing for. So Abians, don't tell us that. No, don't tell us it's our time, because we have about 10 minutes.
We have a rider. We have 10 minutes. The rider.
Our time was eaten into.
The rider is that, like you said about the Beko people endorsing Senator Theoji. Yesterday, one Chief Bibi Apugo granted interview, and he said, I quote, that EFCC left Senator Theoji to go and win the election, and they will come and take him back. Such a laughable, untellable, elementary, cocky, frenzy submissions are porous in every sense of rudimentary, very, very bankrupt of reality. Let me tell you, sir, it's similar to a police arresting a criminal and tell him to go and marry and come back and finish.
Are you saying he doesn't have a case with the EFCC?
There is no case.
There is today, the likes of him, with all due respect, there's over 190 petitions in EFCC, very like a watermelon, very porous and absolutely porous. Let me state it. Senator Theoji's service as Abia governor is open fast. Everybody has the record, and as a senator, he has been. He's neither under investigation. Nobody is following him. He is the one. The Apugo man is the one having case in EFCC in Abia State High Court. Go and check it. So he's similar. He knows where the cases are. He should face his own charges. Senator Theoji is not competing with him. God has made him a leader. Leadership is not by you can't hack it. You can't do it by OBT. The point is that the man is serving his people, loved by his people. Let me Wago, who is moving around trying to take away the seats. That is impossible. She made it to the Senate under the effort of Senator Theoji.
Absolutely.
And I said to her yesterday, she mentioned my name somewhere in the media, and I challenged her. The only bank of industry at your backyard who left Abia under your watch as Senate Committee Chairman on banking. She didn't refute it. She said it was because of kidnapping. It was Theoji that was governor. And I said to her again, the same Theoji stopped kidnapping in Abia.
When
killed. Your own local government area, Oshoma, where are your print marks or foot marks or scorecard? Only the level of cosmetology is what we can see. And we say if you left any cosmetics in the Senate, Madam Osnula will help you bring it back. But for now, I know my sector cannot sacrifice senator seat for them.
No direct.
Okay.
When you say cosmetic, it's actually.
I said. What did you say cosmetic? Say cosmetology. It's not cosmetic.
That's
check it up. It's not. It's language. It's language.
Let's just restrict it to each.
And I said the second person is Ajebu.
Okay.
He came to a station here in Omahia. He was asked to calculate simple from 1962 to 2019. He couldn't do it. And I said, as an ACAN president, simple mathematics, you can't make it. I don't want to engage him again. After that put us outing, I found him very consequential. So for me, if an ICANN president cannot do simple arithmetic,
then we're in trouble.
So you're saying that TAOG has an urge over
All of them.
not even edge,
challengers.
a mile away.
Miles.
Yesterday again, one of them was in Aba. You know what she said? That Senator TAOG is a grandfather. I say, you that is a great grandmother. Are
Yeah, I
we
feel like
weighing
the
who? Is it a crime to have grandchildren? What is important is on Saturday, it's going to be PDP all the way. And we will not give an inch. They promise they will bring army. They are threatening with police and Navy and tsunami.
We are used to that.
We are here. We will place every barricade possible. Any subjugation will be resisted. But we are not the government house. Let me bring the helicopter.
Let me come in before my brother comes in. Talking of in Ibeku land,
Okay.
we've had responsible and people who have made them. Don't forget Ibeku land that we have the first military head of state of Nigeria, J2 Aguirre. We have the likes of Dr. Keze. And in our Igbo parlance, when you have a child as a father, you want your child to outshine you. Is that not so? You have a child to outshine you. That has been our tradition. So the problem some of our so-called people that are mounting, that are fighting Ochendo is that God took Ochendo and made him somebody that nobody can pull down. And today, he is a shining light of Ibeku people. When you talk about Ibeku people in any place, a living legend, the first person you talk about is Senator TAOG. So anybody from Ibeku land that wants to seek relevance will talk about Senator TAOG. So we don't count those people. What we are counting is that Senator TAOG, God has given him a clear-cut vision on what to do. This man, you cannot put him down. He has been a governor 8 years with legacy projects scattered everywhere. And of course, when he was exiting, he exited in a blaze of glory when he made the reality of our having equity as exemplified in Dr. Keze Bazu, who is also doing well today. So their cry is that they have not seen Senator TAOG and Dr. Keze Bazu quarreling. In fact, I was so excited when I saw the wife of the governor and the wife of the senator campaigning. And that's exactly what Dr. TAOG and Dr. Okezi Bazu, they are doing. Unlike when Senator TAOG was there, we know what Ojus Okalu did to him, trying to put the state back, but Senator TAOG stood like a warrior and liberated us. And that liberation, they are not happy about it. We are not going back to Egypt. I'm telling you, we are not going back to there. We are moving on, and our goal is to make sure that by 2023, when Okezi Bazu, Senator TAOG, all would have done their time, they will be giving the youth the opportunity to rise, because that is where we are headed, and that is on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, because that umbrella, you cannot remove it.
All right, thank you.
Those who have brooms, you know, it's witches that have brooms.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for being part of the special edition of the program. The summit.
finish.
Exactly.
All those ones who are facing corruption
Exactly.
charges in APC, we have not seen them.
Yes,
You're saying-
because they allow.
As a media expert,
Yes, you should have also mentioned it.
You're supposed to be prolific in thinking. Have you not seen the parade and the idea of
You
those facing
just
corruption in the FCC?
attacked.
It's not attack. It's a fact.
You said I should be prolific in thinking.
It's a fact, because how can APC leave their man who is
Thank you very
facing the
much,
FCC to be
gentlemen.
walking around?
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Ugochukwu Emezue, Ifeanyi Umere, and also Owan for the representing the Ibeku youth. Thank you very much. That's it on the summit. Have a wonderful time on the show.